that manager. What was her name? You should. Miriam. All teeth and Parma violets. I just kept my head down and did my work. Tried to keep the shop looking nice. I used to use a whole can of furniture polish because it was the only thing that would mask that smell of death. And here she comes in, dressed very nicely, don't you know? Fox or something around she neck, biting him on backside, and she walking like she have a boiled sweet stuck up her bum bum. And she walking ever so slowly. And the sheriff then, like she laid in muck. Well, at least I knew it was clean. And I know how to clean good. And not pay somebody else to do it. Not like in Islington. Anyway, there I was at the cash register. And she come up with she books ready to pay them. And she looked like there must be some mistake. And in a voice so cut, it could straight pain, she said, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" "Yes, and I can read and I can write, so can I help you?" She never bat an eyelid. She just carry on like she's something. Well, let me tell you, I'm something too, Lenny.
Yes.
I'm somebody too, and don't you forget it.
Yes.
I should have licked her in her head. I probably would have get fired for it, but it would have been worth it. I mean, it's not as if I would have ever been promoted or anything like that. I suppose you could say, my face don't fit. Good enough to clean and serve, but not good enough for management. Not good enough to tell people what to do. Can you speak English? Yes, and I can skin a goat and cook a stew. I can fix a dress and I can dig a ditch. What can you do? Well, I know what I know. And what I know is that nobody is going to listen or read a book by a two-bit red-skinned drunk that nobody has ever even heard of. This, it's a business.
Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. For if thou wilt not be but sworn by my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. 'Tis thy name that is thy enemy, though. Thou art thyself, though not Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor arm, nor foot, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. I'll be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So, Romeo, or he not Romeo called, would retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Dear friends, today is the day the clown cried. And he cries not for the passing of one man, no, 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 but for the death of a dream. A dream that he would one day finally taste the ultimate victory over his most hated enemy. For it was the Batman who made me the happy soul I am today. How I agonized over the perfect way to thank him. Perhaps with a cyanide pie in the face, or an exploding whoopee cushion playfully planted in the Batmobile. Those dreams, they were dashed by the Weasley little Gunzel sitting there in our midst. The cowardly, insignificant goth who probably got lucky when Batman slipped on the slime trail this loser left behind him. This mound, diseased hyena filth, who's not fit to lick the dirt from my spats. But I digress. The time for sorrow has passed. It's time to look ahead to a future filled with smiles. Oh, and I'll be smiling again, just as soon as we take that man there and slap him in that box there and roll him into that vat of acid there. Oh yeah.
I am Noah's wife. That's it. Just Noah's wife. Mrs. Noah. No name person. My sons have names. Ham, Shem, Japheth. My grandsons have names. Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Machech, Phut, Canaan, Elam, and Faxad, Lud, Aram. But me, I'm just Noah's wife. And that is why I'm here, to set the record straight. Because everybody's got me figured as this mean henpecker, something fierce.
What's really hilarious is the time that I refused to get on the ark. Now let me tell you, that wasn't very funny. Because you lot don't know what really happened. Why do you think that Noah wanted me on the ark so bad? Love? Now that is funny, because that man never loved me. No siree. The reason why he wanted me on the ark was because I was going to be the one to look after all of those animals. Every single one. I was going to be the one who would clean up their shit, feed their mouths, tend to their litter, and nurse their sick. What do you think Noah was going to be doing?
Drinking.
No, he was going to be navigating, I can tell you that. And he'd be standing there doing what he always does and giving us all orders and telling us that it came from God. So I was supposed to look after him too. And my sons, well, they each had their own wife. Ham's wife, Shem's wife, and Japheth's wife. So I was supposed to look after the ark. But let's just take a moment to have a think about that. Can you imagine trying to keep that thing clean and healthy? Now we're talking 30 cubits by 50 cubits by 300 cubits. That's as big as a football field. And it was 3 stories high. And there was one tiny little window. Can you imagine the fucking stench? And it wasn't just going to be for a week. No. It was going to be close on to 2 whole months. And me, in a state of constant pregnancy. No thanks. And that's exactly what I would have got. No thanks, no pay, and no credit. And if the flood destroyed the whole of the earth and all the people on it, who do you think begat all of you? Me! And I don't even get a name. I mean, to read the Bible, you think Noah begat all of you, that he begat only sons, but that ain't so. And if that isn't enough, when it was all over, God made his covenant with the men. Yes, I knew he would. Well, I suppose you could say he included me, if us women count as the fowl, the cattle, and every beast on the earth with you. Flattering, huh?